Okay. We are live. Let me just check in all the right places.
Yes, we are live.
We are live.
Yes.
So, Ruth Anderson, hi. We are here for the second day of the summit. My name is Summer Joy Raymer. I'm here to support these angels that are here with us today. And yeah, take it away, Ruth Anderson from the Enlightened Women Enlighten You Summit.
Thank you, Summer. And I want to welcome all of you that are with us either live or when you look back on this as a recording. We're so glad that you're here with us. And it's only day 2, but I have to tell you, and I'm getting goosebumps already, and it's not even, we haven't been rolling for 1 minute. But there is so much energy around this summit. And I've had people write to me today and say that they are feeling the energy around the summit. It's really so heartwarming and so inspiring to see Archangel Michael, Divine Mother, and the spirit guides of the people that are not only speaking here, but also participating, coming around and supporting these endeavors. So thank you for signing up. Thank you for showing up. And I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to take a minute and say welcome to our friends that are joining us today. It's the only time this is going to happen during the summit, but we are streaming to a couple of different sites. Not only are we in the Facebook private group, we're also streaming to Spirituality Gone Wild. We are streaming to How to Connect with Angels, Angels in the Divine, and Synergized Impact Network Exchange. And those 4 pages, those 4 groups have been so instrumental in supporting this summit as it came together that we wanted to kind of open the green curtain, as you will, so y'all can look behind and see what really happens during one of these Facebook Lives. And if you watch the video and you hear the conversation and it feels like a good fit for you to join the summit, please do. And I'm sure Summer will be including the link to how to sign up. If it's a good fit for you, please join us. If it's not a good fit for you, that's great. That's great. There will be something else that'll catch your attention. So thank you. Let's see. Our guest today is Sheri Myers. Sheri, do you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm so honored and thrilled and happy to be here. Thank you so much, Ruth Anderson. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Summer. This is a great honor and privilege. So, yay.
So Archangel Michael had given me the names of people to interview, and Sheri was one of them. And Sheri and I had a delightful conversation during the interview. And actually, it wasn't until I was editing it that I realized, oh, that's why Archangel Michael wanted me to interview her. Not just because she's fun and effervescent, not just because she had created How to Connect with Angels, this worldwide platform on Alexa. It wasn't just that. There's another piece to that about Sheri becoming a spiritual entrepreneur and what stories she could help you understand about you maybe wanting to be a spiritual entrepreneur. So that's, each of these interviews, it felt almost like Archangel Michael gave me a gift. And as I was doing the interviews, it was like I was unwrapping the gifts to see, cool, why am I talking to this person? And what am I going to learn from them? That's why Sheri's here with us. So stay with us after the video, because Sheri's going to stay around with us so we can have conversation about some of these topics. So if we are ready, I'm going to share my screen and start the video. I'm Dr. Ruth.
Don't hear it. Hmm.
Ruth, you're going to need to unmute yourself so we can hear it.
Yeah, we can't hear the interview.
With Enlightened World Network, I mean,
Start over.
We're starting over. Sorry,
Okay.
I was thinking it would be better to
And
not
Dr.
have
Ruth
background
Anderson,
noise.
founder of World. I am
Now
so
we'll start.
excited to have a special guest with me today, Sheri Myers. And Sheri Myers is amazing. I have just spent the last couple of months watching her take this spirit-led activity and completely run with it. I don't even think that she really took a day off or even took a breath of air. It's all about now. So let me just introduce Sheri and welcome, Sheri. I'm so glad you're here.
oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. I've been able to, Ruth, I feel the same way. I mean, watching the leads that you have taken with Enlightened World Network, I mean, and Enlightened World Online and the 500,000 angels. It's like, you're already off the cliff. You're already out there like soaring. And I really feel inspired by you, honest to God.
Oh,
I
thanks.
do. I mean, because in certain respects, what I just did was pretty crazy. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Who would do that, especially if you don't know anything about Alexa, you don't own Alexa, you don't know anything about webinars, you don't even know how to use Zoom. And then 6 months, later, you've got this Facebook Live event that's around the world on Zoom, on a Facebook Live. But the most important thing that how we can, this big, huge vision, I think we both share, which is that this is the time, now is this time to bring heaven and earth, call in the angels who are just right there, ready, eager, willing, excited to step in and help us save this planet.
Right.
I think you and I are like, I feel that you and I are exactly the same wavelength with that. And that gives me, it's like however we can do that to help each other and support each other. So thank you so much for bringing me on your show to talk about my angel prayer and about our mission.
Yeah, I just want to take 1 minute just to share what I had been shown April 8th was in meditation, 500,000 angels entering our Earth's atmosphere. And I have been told over and over that they are here to co-create with us. And Sheri, with my angel prayers, that is the perfect example of angels and people co-creating together to put this thing out into the world that can truly touch hearts and souls across the planet. It is the perfect example of that. So can you take a few minutes and tell us what is angel prayers and how did you come up with this idea?
My angel prayer is a brand new skill on Alexa. And for those who don't know Alexa is the voice-activated artificial intelligence being, or this construct that has been created by Amazon. Now, some people get very frightened when they hear all of that in one phrase, artificial intelligence. But to me, okay, here I am. I'm a podcaster. I'm a movie producer, but I'm a podcaster. And I've had, over the last 3.5 years, the extreme honor of being able to interview and get to know 70 of the most phenomenal people on this planet who are completely with bringing it, really bringing heaven and earth. However they do it, they work with the angels and call in the angels. And I've interviewed them. So here we are. And I'm doing these interviews. I'm close to 70 people. And my dear friend, Julie Ryan, of Ask Julie Ryan, who is a brilliant businesswoman, as well as an incredible medical intuitive. Okay, so when she gives me advice, it's like, yeah, listen, right? Because there are people who have got more knowledge, or they got more guts in a certain direction. You know what I mean? It's like they say you should do this, and I go, you're right. So she said, Sheri, you got to look into Alexa. I'm working with this wonderful woman, and she's building this, and I think it might be really fit for you because of all your content with How to Connect with Angels podcast. I went, So when you know, the angels arrange it for my editor, Peter Myers, my nephew and my editor, and my husband and I are driving down to Tabasco to look at the factory. And I'm sitting there in the front and I'm going, I don't know. You guys, what is Alexa? What are we going to do? Are we going to do this Alexa thing? I mean, should we do an Alexa thing? Well, I don't even know what a skill is. It's like, and my nephew who has Alexa said, oh man, look, all right, you're going to do something for Alexa. You got to do something really simple. It's got to be for everybody. It's got to be really short because people don't have a lot of time. And it's got to be something that just can apply to everyone, like my angel prayer. And it's got to be really short, like 30 seconds long. And I went, bingo. Bingo. And from then on, just like, when you get that, it's like, this all came in one package, and this is now, we're presenting this to you to do. That's how, that's where, and as you will know, Ruth, when the angels give you this big project, the next thing you have to do, must do, is just say, angels are with me on this. So how are we going to help me put this together? So I started putting this together, and I reached out to a good number of my interviewees. You, of course, are among them, of people who I thought were incredibly easy to work with. And that's terribly important to me. It's terribly important to me because what we're building with this is a collective, and everybody's victory and everybody's success depends on everybody else, really sharing and cooperating and seeing it as all one. So we all have prayers. All of these 26 extraordinary people from all places in the planet have created these 30-second prayers. Some people more than others. We have free 30-second prayers, 30 of them, that you can listen to ad nauseum on wherever device. And then behind the curtain is our focused prayers, which we'll feature on after we get everybody onto Alexa. If you listen to one of these prayers and you resonate with the person saying that prayer, you have a chance to just open up their link and listen to their interviews and go to their website and find out more about their tools that they're offering. All of these people offer incredible opportunities for us to learn how to connect with the angels. Very different ways, and I'm going to say, for God's sake, listen to a prayer and just experiment and see, can I allow myself for 1 minute a day to really let go and allow the possibility that there are angels? Could I do that? Do I have enough at stake in my life that I will actually let go of my ego for that minute? Because I'm one of those people.
Well, I can't wait to hear one of those prayers. Could you play for us?
Well, I just happen to have a sample prayer that was created by Dr. Ruth Anderson, who is one of my very favorite people in the entire world. And her prayer is an incredible gift.
Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel, please be by my side. Calm my heart when I am afraid. Be my friend, guide, and confidant. Teach me to open my mind and heart to possibilities too expansive for me to think of on my own. Explode all that I know to be true in order to fully embrace a relationship with each one of you. I am open to your love. Amen. This is Ruth Anderson of Enlightened World. I hope my prayer touched your heart.
For more free angel prayers, simply open my angel prayer skill on Alexa. It takes less than a minute to shift your entire day.
Sheri, I'll tell you, when I was creating the angel prayers that I turned in, I literally sat in meditation and I just listened to the archangels before I created it. And I literally just heard what they wanted me to say. And so to hear the words in that one, calm my heart when I'm afraid, it literally it brought tears to my eyes. And not that I was feeling afraid at the moment when I shared that, but right now in Colorado yesterday, we had a school shooting. And it's not that far from where I live. And as I hugged my girls goodbye on the way out the door, it just takes on a whole new meaning of, am I going to see my family at the end of the day? So just to hear those words again in my own voice, but knowing that it was said to the archangels, calm my heart when I'm afraid.
Right.
I'm verklempt right now. It's touching.
They gave you that. They gave you those words to offer and to share and to have for yourself. I feel the same way with the prayers I created. When I listen to them, I go, well, I was definitely addressing something, and I can go back, and that prayer keeps reverberating, which I hope that other people find, is that all different kinds of prayers, but you will hit a prayer that will speak to you. If we can, and it is extraordinary, isn't it? That we can it's 30 seconds. It's only 30 seconds. So all of this thing of being in ritual, I mean, all of the stuff where we might have complications or things between us and our divinity, it brings it, just as you were saying. It's 500,000 angels show up. They're showing up. They're gonna be showing up. So how are we showing up?
Right.
How are we showing up? And that means, to me, to really encourage everyone to be at their most optimum, the most productive. And in order to do that, because we have so much work to do to shift this planet, so much work to do. And it is a lot. Some of this work is stuff that you do and I do, which is incredibly tedious. It is tedious, but you have to be willing to do that work, because that's the part of the organizing. And we all got to be as healthy and as happy and as stable and as ready to do that. So how do we get there? And all these interviews I've done, time and time and time and time again, there was an angelic intervention. There was an angelic understanding. There was a moment, but it was not just a moment. It was a big moment that these very reasonable, you're one of my star interviewees. I said, look, y'all, this person is Dr. Ruth Anderson. Don't tell me these are woo, these. It's another level of understanding, because we're bringing in people who are scientists and administrators, and people who have a thought process, and they've thought through this, and they've come out of the closet and support this. They may have actually risked some career. You probably have. It's kind of, people think of you a certain way. For me, I was a political organizer when I was in Los Angeles, and a movie producer and a writer. I was nowhere near angels.
Right. So I just have to ask Sheri, because I've never asked you this before. What was that turning point for you when you went from this is my old life to, oh, now I'm talking about angels? What happened in your life?
Oh, okay. Here's what I think. I think that because I had been given this opportunity to do this podcast, in the process of doing this podcast, I understood more and more about angels. I had written a film. There was an angel possibly in the glitch in the TV. But I didn't have any concept. Really, truly in my own life. I'd had miraculous things happen. My father was on the other side, and I've connected with him. But angels is another thing. So then I started talking about angels. And like, might have been a year into this. This is my miracle. This is where my husband has been working steadily in the film business. He's a costume designer, very successful. All of a sudden, he has a detached retina, and then he can't work. And all of a sudden, it's like, whoop, everything is blowing up financially in our life. And backstory is we were renting a house at that time that was owned by my friend, Sarah Rath. And Sarah Rath is a very, very close friend. As a political organizer, we did Code Pink, and we did incredible, adventurous political things together, you know, election protection. That's how she knew me. She said, come to New Orleans. I came to New Orleans. Now we rent her house. She's in Asheville. I'm helping her through cancer. So Dan has a detached retina, and there we are, like, this is way, you know, because we're just doing this podcast. We're not making this movie yet. And now we have this. Sarah calls me. This long story short, Sarah calls me and offers to sell me the house for $10.
What?
For $10.
$10.
$10. Sarah gave me my house.
Wow.
Okay, so when you think about that, and I would thought about, I was really like we're really hoping and praying for a solution to our dilemma, that we were like in this huge life change all of a sudden. And so all of a sudden we have a house. And you know, that's a miracle. And yes, there are human angels, but yes, it is an answered prayer. No doubt about it. That is an answered prayer. And it came in the shape of my dear friend, Sarah, who has already, she's now transitioned, and she's on the other side, and she floats around the garden when I'm out back. She comes in as a monarch, and I love and treasure and honor this house, but I also know that the angels were allowing me my pathway to say, look, we're here to support you. We're here to support you doing this. Keep doing it. That's how I understood that. And I think from that point, I thought, well, I have to follow this path that's more intuitive, that has miracles, that has sudden changes, and, you know, that has angels. The script has gone through a change because of what I understand about angels now, but it has yet another turn in the story, which is the next piece of what we're going to do with it. Because now we're taking this movie and we're going to set it on the border in El Paso. And the woman coming in, the woman who's coming in and trying to start her life over, is this woman who suddenly finds herself in a, you know, Hispanic neighborhood. She's the stranger. And this thing on the TV, yeah, it may be an angel, it may not be an angel, but all around her are human angels, is community and love and stuff that she never experienced before. So the healing is now we get to do this new incarnation. It's kind of like I'm trusting the message will be there in the film itself. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, I don't know. The magic will be there, and the message will be there, and we'll be able to touch hearts with it in exactly the right way.
Beautiful. And I'm thinking that my angel prayers coming together was the next piece in the creation of your movie, that it felt like a diversion.
Yes.
But now it actually ends up that it really was important that this piece came in for the movie to continue in the way it was supposed to.
Right. And there for a lot of reasons. I mean, one of the obvious reasons is now we are a presence on Amazon. We are a presence on Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime is where you see movies. So we will have these people who are listening to the prayers, and it's not that much more to do to bring people over to. Would you like to hear more about our new film, The Angel Lady?
Nice.
Ba-boom.
Right.
So it's all of that. So it's kind of bringing it down to nobody's ever done this. That's the thing, is that we are, like, you know, Ruth, we're doing things people haven't done before, really. I mean, really, to be able to get a presence on Amazon, and then to be able to reach out to those people who are with you on my angel prayer, which will be, because it'll be a year and a half from now, at least. We'll keep building my angel prayer and keep bringing in more hosts and keep expanding the grid. So it's really something phenomenal for people. And more people have Alexa. We're going to go to India. We have to get certified in India. So there's territories we're going to open up. But to think strategically in terms of how are we reaching the masses now? Yeah, there's streaming. Definitely we'll be doing that. But where else can we actually make direct contact with people? And as we know, Alexa is really another level to the internet now. It's another level. It's like, if 5 years from now, it's going to be like, you don't have a website. It's like, what? I see that because I see there's a lot of educational possibilities. And I am a stand for people especially people who have inspirational content, all the stuff that you do, all the stuff that your people do, everything like that really belongs on Alexa. You know, thinking in that direction makes sense, because there's a lot, millions and millions and millions and millions of people have Alexa, access to 100 million people. How many skills do we have right now? 100,000? But that's only 100,000. That's kind of not very much at all. Back to your brilliant prayer, which is, you know, you're supporting me as all these vistas open up. You know, that's the prayer. You know, you open these vistas and you provide support at the same time. So how do we do that? You know, just to be able to be bold and keep going and trust that, you know, it's going to catch up. You know, people will catch on and people will catch up, and, you know, we'll all catch up to that and be able to, you know, shift happens.
Yes, it does. I love it.
You know, 500,000 angels show up.
Right. Well, and I think a big piece of it, Sheri, as a human being who is being given spiritual downloads, there's a part of it that requires us to step outside of our bodies, the way that we think we are, step outside of those small visuals that we hold ourselves to, and just say, okay, Lord, I don't know where this is going, but I need you to stretch me, and I need you to give me the vision that's big enough to hold what you're bringing in. Because if I stay small in my being a person, that whole vision can't come in. I have to let go of those boundaries and just say, bring it on. Mm-hmm. And be there as the white shoulders big enough to take it in.
Because there's the concept, like radio, you know, waves. I hear that more and more in what we're talking about, and what our angel hosts were talking about, when Julie Ryan is talking about, everybody's talking about. It's like raising your vibration, and finding the radio station, you know, finding that radio station and making that more understandable, and giving people that concept and allowing them to think into that concept of radio and bands and energy. And because your downloads and your vision is kind of like a sneak peek. It's like, there is this world here, there's this opportunity here, and someone has to be first and open the door and be able to describe the door. And I feel that's what you do. But, you know, who else is going to do it? You. You're the one who gets to do that. And it's interesting. It's very interesting, because it's actually, when you think about it, it's ages and ages and ages old. It is the prophet. It's the temple. It's you know, it's the people who are serving at the temple. It is that function in society.
What a beautiful thing you did of bringing 26 hosts
Yeah.
together because your hosts are like-minded to you and to me. And there's such a synergy and a strength of power and intention and purpose in bringing people together that are wanting to change the world by bringing in divine light and working with the angels. So your podcast the other day, take a minute, if you would please, and tell us about that 12 hours straight. Is that what that was?
Yes, it was 11 and a half hours because by the time we got to Australia, everything fell apart. But when we started with Sweden at 9 in the morning, and then we went to the Italian Alps, and then we went on to Vienna, and then we went to England, and then we skipped over, I think we started with the West Coast and we moved across the US, and then we went back up to, and then we went to Australia, India, and then we went to Australia. And we got a half an hour. Each host was able to come on half an hour, and we played the prayer. They talked about their prayer, and they talked about their work. And we are now re-editing everything, because as film producers, we're a little picky about how things are going to look. So we're going to trim things up a little and release them again and keep sharing them, because it's awesome. It's really an awesome experience. I was so exhilarated and exhausted at the end.
Who were some of the other hosts that you got to speak to that day?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I just mentioned Julie Ryan of Ask Julie Ryan, who is really phenomenal medical intuitive, phenomenal. And now has also written a book called The 12 Stages of Transition, about the 12 stages from life to death and with the angels. And it's incredible. And Karen Palmer was behind the scenes the entire day. She's Mindful Media Mom, but she's also Global Kindness TV. .org, and she has the mastermind behind that, and she was the mastermind behind the Facebook Live, and she is a phenomenal person, phenomenal work she's doing, bringing kindness teaching kindness and bringing kindness into schools with music and art and these concepts of kindness and self-respect and love and really these new behaviors and joy. She's incredible. She's an incredible teacher. So I have to mention this because this was a phenomenal experience. We are human angels. Was a couple who live in the Italian Alps in Torino, and it's Antonella and Massimo. And up to May 1st, they had stayed anonymous, and I'd interviewed them several times, but they never exposed their names or their faces. And on May 1st, in front of their many, 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 many friends and followers, they have 1 million friends on Facebook, and they have written books that have been translated into 13 different languages spontaneously, because they are so incredible. I mean, when you read it, you go, oh my God, how can I share this? So we got to be on screen with them, and that was an incredible honor. I just felt so great, and they're great people. So we're all everybody's having a really happy time. And Karen's working furiously behind the scenes, trying to get the tech, keep the tech going, and things happen, but now we know.
So getting back to the Alexa, for folks that already have it, is it easy for them to get it?
Yes, if you have an Alexa device, all you have to do is Alexa, enable my angel prayer. Now, don't you say yes, and then Alexa sends me to my computer to confirm things. I don't know why, or to my phone. Of course, we have an Alexa Echo Show, so it's this beautiful screen, but we don't do any of the punching in things on that. We just go to our phones or to our computers. But all you have to say is, Alexa, enable my angel prayer. And then once you're there, and then you can go to our website and you can get it on your phone. If you don't have an Alexa, and on your phone, it is super, super, super easy to get. I really love having an Alexa Echo show because I know that that's where the future is. It's this little tiny TV, beautiful, beautiful little screen. It has gorgeous sound, and you can show things on it. That's why I created the memes for all the prayers, because they're also part of the meditation. So I would love people to get a subscription, of course. Of course, I'd like them to get a subscription in and really dive in and let the angels help them, right? So this is, see, once you enable, go to myangelprayer.com, and there's 2 easy steps for getting Alexa and then getting it on your phone and then getting the skill. And then once you try it, please, leave a nice review. But share it too. Thank you Ruth, I so appreciate being able to talk about this, because it has been a 9-month voyage, and who knows, I don't, we're in it, we're in this thing of sharing it and helping people to find it and letting them have that moment. Give yourself a minute to change your day, just give yourself a minute. And then from there, they can tune in and find all of these amazing people.
Well, and I would think too, for people that are shut-ins, that just having someone to talk to you and to be able to listen to prayers or be able to hear a story or somehow feel like you're still connected with the world.
I love that. Yes, exactly. And a dream of mine, and I'm glad you reminded me, because I need to put it on the Facebook or but what I really want to do is raise a little money and start giving these Alexa dots. Just give a device to a rehab, or give a device to a place for moms, a safe house. Give it where people could really benefit from prayers. Give it to women in a prison, just help. Like you said, shut in. So thank you for reminding me, because that's, people, people who need prayer, people who need it. They need prayer so much, they're willing to set aside their ego. Right?
Right.
Try to figure it out, but they might be humbled enough to ask, do something different. So yeah, I shut in. That's why I want people who have inspirational content to create that content, make it available on Amazon Alexa so that people can find you, because they will go looking. Once we see that there's a stream, just like you're doing with all Enlightened World, all of that material, we'll just have to figure a way to move that onto an Alexa skill. Why not?
Right.
Imagine. I mean, when you think about how many millions, 100 million devices, and every year the use goes 70% last year. So.
Okay, you're motivating me.
Yeah. So what's great about it is it allows us to take this fear that people have of Alexa's already was listening, and it's like and there's fear, scared, and then for us to say, look, we turn that around. You can provide content that actually draws people to their Alexa and allows them something that they can't get anywhere else. You're not getting this on TV, and we will all figure out how to be supported doing it, financially. That's why we started the subscription, $3 a month, to be able to have access to 100 plus more prayers. And I hope people cotton on to that, but all in good time, just get them, it's like, we have to take the long view. It's important, but we have to take the long view so that we don't burn out, right?
Yes, it is important.
Yes, ma'am. Somehow.
I know.
Somehow. Yeah.
Sheri, thank you so very much for spending time today. I greatly appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see where all of your work is going, because I've been following you and your work on the movie and, all of that. I cannot wait to see 10 years from now what all has been created Bye.
Thank you. I can't either. And between now and then, most important thing is to stay healthy, right? I mean, yeah, there's may be quite a ride, and I hope so. You know, I'm looking forward to making a lot of product and helping people, you know, and getting things done and really help facilitating material, you know, doing what a producer does. And I also really have a spy movie, Civil War spy movie that I really want to do, and things like that that are big things that are smaller things, but you know, it's full steam ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you.
us. All right, Sheri, we'll talk soon.
We sure will. Bye, Annie.
Bye.
All right, thank you so much. And please stay with us because we are going to have conversation with Sheri Leigh Myers. However, before we do that, Terry Angel is one of the speakers from the summit, and she has offered to join us every Facebook Live and do a short intention and meditation, just to guide our thinking and our being open to the remainder of our time together. So Terry, would you mind?
Thank you, Ruth. I'm so honored to be here. And yes, after that amazing interview, let's all take a moment to touch our heart center with your hand, because that will bring your focus to your heart. And just slow your breathing. Just take a deep breath in and back out. And as you continue to take those deep breaths, just focus on gratitude for our beautiful angels. And I'm going to ask them to make themselves very known to all of us that are here right now hearing these words. So let's call on Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Uriel to surround us with your love. And now together, let's set an intention for this summit. It is our intention that anyone hearing our words tonight feel a deeper connection with the angels, Divine Mother, and Creator, opening up to our own inner worth, not only for what we bring to ourselves, but also what we bring to the lives of others. Breathe that in and just let it sink into your being. And thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so.
Thank you, Terry, very much. So Sheri.
Yes.
I have I don't know, I guess it's an observation. The work that you did with pulling together the Alexa skills was purely co-created with spiritual divinity. And even as I say that, I'm getting goosebumps. And just when I was observing your process, you heard the guidance. Now, actually, the suggestion came in through Julie Ryan. And I think a lot of times Spirit will encourage somebody else to say something to us.
For sure.
I have seen that a lot of times if we were, just the symbol I was given was like chains, you know, links in a chain. And sometimes somebody comes in and they just provide for us the next link. So we can start building on to that. And I see that that's what Julie Ryan did for you. I saw that you then were open to the possibility in your conversation with Peter, your nephew. And so you heard the guidance. And when you got that bingo of, okay, guys, I guess we're doing this, you then set and you gained the skill set necessary, which is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And you kept moving forward, you kept listening to guidance and moving forward. And I'm wondering if that series of steps isn't pretty typical for somebody who's creating an inspirational business. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're right. Now, here's what I was fortunate enough to have, which was a goal. Because when you're creating an Alexa skill, you have specific things you must meet and content you must create. And we had a time frame. So I learned about this when I was running marathons, which is you pick your goal and then you work backwards from there. You plot what it is you need to accomplish to get to the finish line. Now, it may take longer during one part of the marathon than another, but you have these with our Alexa skill. We just had lists of things that we had to do, and that was given to us. And then we had the co-creation, I believe, with the angels was with my angel prayer hosts, who were so generous and so kind and patient. And also, and yes, Terry, you were, and open to helping me. And they got this excitement and vision about it at the same level, and in fact, some days better than I did, because I was mired in the doing. So I would say we've got these. When you're setting up this business, think really big, but make sure you've covered your steps between there and here. Or, you're you need to know what those, you need to be able, let's put it this way. You have big chunks of things you're going to need to know. You're going to put that on your bulletin board. I need to learn this. I need to learn this. Somebody's going to step in, or you'll put it out there. You need to learn this. And in this wide world of people who are our friends, who are getting to know, and this wonderful grid of people, there's someone, if you ask, there may be someone who can help you. And then there will be angels will be guiding you, of course. So, yeah, I think the spiritual entrepreneurship has to do with, I'm going to say this way, and I don't, being a little tough on yourself, in that you have to do the stuff you don't want to do. You have to learn the stuff you don't want to learn, For me, it was a whole lot of just, it was a lot of things that were just learning the Alexa skill language. It was a lot of listing. It was a lot of just, tedious organizing. But I know that I was also fortunate that I was propelled. I knew I was propelled. I learned something from watching Karen Palmer, and I want to give her a big shout out, because Karen is, I mentioned before, Karen is truly a light. And what I watch, when I watch Karen work and get at things, she does not work with resistance. She flows into the next job that she's doing. She gives it 100%. And there's something very trusting with that I watch. She modeled for me, which, Terry, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to mute my microphone for a moment.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's that.
Yes.
Yeah. Willing.
The willing, the showing up.
Showing up. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Showing up. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the other pieces with that showing up, and I love the fact that you said that, because it's actually being mentioned in tomorrow's interview with Rebecca Hall-Greuter as well.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there's a real synchronicity there. One of the problems I think people, and I'm going to say I have dealt with it too, is my own self-limiting beliefs. My self-limiting beliefs of my worth. And maybe it's my worth to myself. And then of course that reverberates out to my worth to other people, my perception of my worth to other people. So in the prayer that I had shared with you all was explode all that I know to be true.
So great.
Even explode everything that I think about myself. And let me just be open to the outrageous possibilities that I could be much more than I am right now.
Mhm.
Trusting a bigger divine guidance than me. I know critical for me in my being able to stand out there and hang a shingle and say, I believe I can help people.
Mhm. Mhm. You know, Ruth, I think sometimes we forget that not everyone has that talent. You know, if you're a naturally and a person who has these abilities and can uplift people and guide them, holy cow. It's like treasure that, because that's a gift that was given for you to help people. And I really, I see this with all of these amazing people that I interview, when they recognize their uniqueness too, and they become passionate about that uniqueness. Does that make sense? It's like, I'm a diamond. I have all kinds of facets, but I am a unique cut. And everyone is so different. When you can bring your belief and energy and your confidence, you know, and into that, you know, all that showing up. And our job is to work with our angels and to help shed limiting beliefs. Own it, shed it, you know. It's okay that you don't think you're anything great. It's okay, but it's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
We're so fortunate, Ruth, because we get to know each other. We get to be part of this summit, and we get to, please, I mean, everyone, please tune into the summit to receive the healing of this.
Yes.
I would love to ask a question.
Oh, before we go there, Summer, let me just add, for the registrants of the summit, there is in the Facebook group an invocation from Bob Jaco in Australia, and it is called limitation. It's releasing the limitations of limiting beliefs, and it's a 14-day process. If you're interested, it's there in the Facebook group. I did it, and it was actually quite life-changing for me. Really released a lot of limiting beliefs, and frankly, releasing those questions of self-worth, or gosh, I had the whole list of things that I had released, has helped me to stand in this place of supporting this summit to move forward. So I know it works. So if you're a member, please check it out. Summer.
Well, I just want to say a couple things. For one, there is a lot of people here streaming in live and are part of this conversation with us. There's been times where we've had about 40 people live. We went from about 60 shares to almost 100 shares in the last 30 minutes. Like, talk about participation and just people really caring about both of you. I mean, there's been multiple people saying these are incredible women, and speaking about Terry, all three of you, how much they admire you. And there was one question that I just want to, well, two questions actually. I have a question. One is from a woman named Maria De La O, who asked, where can I get your t-shirt? Sheri, the one that you were wearing during the interview. And I actually looked on your website, and I have one, but I actually don't know how to explain how to get to products on your website. So maybe you can do that first. And
we don't sell it. So, but if you really want one, write to me at Sheri@myangelprayer.com. It's SHERI at myangelprayer.com, and give me your size. And then you'll send me your picture wearing it.
It's really fun. I have a blue one. They're really amazing. And then the other thing that I wanted to ask, just because it's present in my heart right now, as I think about really all three of you, Ruth and Sheri, you have a lot in common in how you both not only are light workers and work with angels and are bringing that forth to the masses, and you also both hold space for so many other light workers to also rise up. And for those in the audience that may be watching and thinking, how do they not, just feeding not into the competition. Speaking of business and all of that, I wonder for both of you, how you have gotten past the, concern of having enough clients for yourself versus another, or how you both have gone beyond that and how that has impacted your business in a positive way.
I'll go first. So my life goal is to bring as much divine light into this planet as possible. That takes a lot of people. That takes people across the planet stopping what they're doing and being open to the spiritual divinity. I want to partner with as many people as possible, and I pray that they all do fabulous. So there's no competition. For our planet and humanity to survive, we need every single one of them standing in their strength. And I hope they all make a killing.
And apropos of standing in your own strength, I have this analogy, which is in yoga class, you stay on your own mat. So you rather than, and I came from acting, good God, you're always comparing yourself with someone else. It's horrible. But in this work and in the yoga and in the world of yoga, your job is to stay present with your process and present with your goal and present with what you are doing, which is improving your own work. And I believe really that helps me so much not to feel, I don't have that competitive thing. And I know that what we are creating is there's so much harmony in it. There's so much simpatico and so much, there's a lot of it's a big world. I guess that's what I really believe. It's such a huge, and as Ruth said, we need everybody. We need everybody, and we need everybody turning on to everybody else. I'm so thrilled when my niece says to me, Aunt Sheri, I listened to your podcast. So I get my thrills in a very small, right there. That's it for me. I don't really care what anybody else is doing. I want them to do well. And of course, but as a podcaster and with my angel prayer and everything else we intend to do, everything Ruth is doing, I'm like, yeah, great, because look at this grid. Look at these hands that are holding. Look at these arms that are being locked, and these minds that are like melding. Look at this oneness. And, that's the shift, isn't it? No.
I just want to say to both of it, and Terry too, it's such an honor not only to hear you both say that, but to feel it so deeply from both of you as you share that your answer about the competition, and that there's such a resonance. And I would just say from both of you, it feels like such a large space that you hold, and such a beautiful, large space. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and
thank you. Go ahead, Ruth.
That you talked about in the video. And Summer, your work is all about synergy. And it's the connection of people standing together. We know that there is so much more strength when two or more are gathered. We have seen that time and time again. So, to the sign members, to, all of the different groups that are with us, this is really about us, like you said, linking arms and standing together to try to make change across the planet.
To be the change.
Right.
If I am more kind every day and I am more fair with the people I work with and less whatever tendencies I have. That's world peace right there. You know, I mean, we are, I fortunately, you know, and as we do more and more business, you know, the spiritual entrepreneurs realize that they are the cutting edge. This is the cutting edge of what's the technology is ready to support, is your spiritual entrepreneurship. The people are so hungry. So hungry. So put it out there. Put it out there. Be bold. You know, be bold. And here's another. Scare yourself
Daily.
daily. Good. You know, I don't like being on a camera. I don't like having my photo taken. I hate it. But we have to be out there as human beings. You know, whatever shape we're in, we're good. We're okay. But we've got this mission. And I do want to give a big props to Sign. I know, you know, Summer, what night are you, Summer, that are you doing your summit?
I actually don't know the date. It's September 14th, 15th. I don't have it memorized. I'm just, but yes,
Well,
I am.
when people tune in, as people are tuning in every day, they're going to catch you. And Terry, when are you?
Toward the end of the month. I can't remember the exact date.
I can't remember mine either.
It's on my I'm here every day anyway, Ruth.
Oh,
so.
you are.
But can I just say two things about our discussion that we had ongoing there about competition? When we come from a pure heart, there is no competition. You know, when we're doing something that's our passion, we're doing it out of that pure heart and pure love of doing it and wanting to see others succeed. And if we we live in a world of infinite possibilities. There is so much there. So we really have to get out of the lack mentality, because that's where the competition comes from. Right. You know, if Susie gets, you know, this client, then that's taking away from me. We have to lose that and focus more on how is that client being helped. And when we do that, there's going to be other clients that open up. So coming from that pure heart is really what's essential to get out of the competition mode. And I just wanted to share that.
Terry, that's, as Oprah Winfrey would say, that is a tweetable moment on Super Soul Sunday. The pure heart. There's no competition. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And just to answer the question, so Summer's video is being shown on September 17th, and Terry's is being shown on September 30th.
Oh.
Just so you
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. I'm sorry that I don't have it in my mind.
Didn't put you on the spot.
Great. So
Ruth, we do have some questions that haven't been answered yet. And I'm hoping that my gizmo here will be quiet while I read these. So we had a question earlier. How do you know you're on the right path if the outcomes aren't what you hoped?
Can I answer that? So sure. I was told 3 different times to write a book, and I did. I went hook, line, and sinker because that's what I was told. Archangel Michael kept saying, put this in writing, write a book. And I didn't sell any of them. And I thought, why am I doing this if I'm not selling any of them? And I was shown a couple of different things. Number one, I was shown in meditation that I actually have a pretty big following in the ethereal realm, which is pretty crazy. It took me a while to wrap my brain around that. But while the content of my books isn't widespread here, it is being shared in the ethereal realm. So I appreciate that validation. Second thing, I earned awards for my books here in the physical realm. So that was important for me to be able to say, oh, I'm an award-winning author. What I have been told several times in the last month was writing my books was important for me to have the credibility that helps me to come to the table for this summit. Because I can say, well, yes, I've written 3 books. Yes, I'm an award-winning author. Yes, I'm an international bestseller. So it gives me, oddly, the validation that a lot of people seem to need to take you seriously. Even though I gave away 500 copies of my books and sold very few. So just because it feels like you aren't making progress on the path that you're on, oh, I believe you are. You just may not have the big term vision to know why in the future you need to be doing what you're doing right now.
Can I add to that when we experience the disappointment of an unmet expectation, and yet you are really confident that this is, this was a spirit directed project. As Ruth said, but be very patient about how it unfolds in terms, just be patient and keep your faith, because that is part of your job, is to keep your faith. We can't rely on other external circumstances. It's going to be hard. And so I have to say, sometimes I think I was brought up to think things are going to be easier than they are. It is not easy. So if you think it's, wow, that's really what happened, I screwed up, or why do I have to keep doing this? It's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. You have to challenge yourself in here, and you got to keep challenging yourself to see where you're not supporting yourself, perhaps. Where you're not going, you're great. You are great. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I do something hard and I go, Sheri, that was great, because somebody's got to tell me that. So I don't know, it's like being your own cheerleader,
Well, absolutely. Plus be listening for the times when other people tell you,
yes,
what a great job you've done.
Yes.
I've had people reach out to me that I don't know how they got my books. But I've had people reach out to me and say, that changed my life.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'll tell you, that's worth it. I would write another book to change one person's life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that, being your own cheerleader, Sheri, because we teach other people how to treat us.
Yes.
So if we're cheering for ourselves, that's putting that energy out there, and other people are seeing our confidence and seeing our joy in what we're doing. So just beautiful.
I think about, like, sometimes I have this vision, and I'm in the huddle with my dad and my grandfather and my grandmother and the spirits that love me and are just right there around me, and my guardian angel. And we're there in a huddle and we're talking about being out there in the field, and they're coaching me. But then at some point I have to go out into the field. You got to get in there and mix it up. And, the strength that can come from working with the angels. Terry, you are one of the great examples of someone who has been through tremendous personal trauma and stress and medical things, and you're so strong. So you've taken and interpreted setback as another opportunity to connect and be really strong and have a really strong connection. Maybe that's part of what we're getting at, is strengthen your connection.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. When those challenges come, you have 2 options. You can either let it knock you down to the ground, or you can stand and go through the fire and be stronger for it.
It's painful. Yeah.
Yeah. Terry, do you have one last question for us from the gallery?
Yes, there was another question. Maria asked, I also want to help others, but not sure where exactly to start here online. Will love any advice or mentoring.
So is Maria online now?
Yes, she is. Yes.
I would love to know how Maria's helping others now. I mean, here's one of the things that I think. There's so much negativity in our world that anything you can do to make somebody else's day better, what a gift.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be that you go create a website and hang a shingle. It can be about being a lighthouse just in your own home. And whenever you leave the house, whether it's to go to the grocery store or to the kids' school or to the movies, wherever you go, just bring positivity and divine light into the world. That's one of the best gifts you could give. Now, if you really want to have conversation, Maria, about how do you want to start a business, there's several of us here that would be very happy to have that. So Maria, if that's what you're thinking, please go to the private Facebook group and leave a message in one of the posts and we will reach out to you. Absolutely.
Yep.
So ladies, that's what we've got time for tonight. I want to thank you each for being with us. Terry, thank you so much for being the moderator.
My honor. Thank you.
Summer, thank you for bringing all of your sign friends in with us.
And I also just want to add to, just before ending, Ruth, that what a great gift it could be for someone that's watching to tag a friend, share this live video to another place and to their pages to spread this summit. Information about this summit can also be a gift, you know, to think of just someone right now that maybe could use this live stream of the second day of the summit with all of you.
Oh, please. That'd be so great.
Share this. Share this.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay it forward.
Sharing is caring.
Right. That's right. It's medicine.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, Sheri Myers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Tune in tomorrow.
Rebecca Hallgreiter. There we go.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.